Hello, today I'm going to install Debian 11 on a software Raid. Let's start with the virtual machine. Let's start here with a local ISO image. I already downloaded the Debian 11 free net install. It detected Debian 11 right. Let's give it a gig of memory and 2 CPUs are fine. Well, more doesn't hurt. And I got 20 gigabytes available, free storage, so I want to have 2 hard drives. So let's make each 9 gig to be on the safe side. I want to customize my virtual machine before it's installing. And my customization will be an additional hard drive similar to the one I already set up. This one should be like 9 or 10. I would go for 9 again. And here we go. Here the storage size does not seem to get through, but I will be fine. Let's start. I'm using the text-based installer here. And I go with English, United Kingdom, British keyboard layout, that's fine. The host name can be Debian, that's okay. No domain needed. The password will be password. The username will be user with the password. So here comes the interesting part. My idea is to have the same partition layout on each of these both disks so they can mirror each other in a RAID 1. I want to have a dedicated boot partition, a partition for swapping, and a partition for all the rest. Let's start here with the first virtual disk. In my case, it's like virtual disk A and virtual disk B. Normally it's like SATA or something, SDA, SDB. Let's start here and give it a partition table. Here. it says that it's free, the entire space, and here the same. So let's start with a 512 MB boot partition, but let's make it a physical RAID volume here. A boot partition must have the bootable flag on, and here we go. Same procedure here with the other drive. I create a partition with 512 MB of size. It will be Raid2 and it will be bootable. Okay, now here on the free space, let's make the next partition. This time it's for swapping. I got 1 gig of RAM here in my VM, so 2 gig of swap should be plenty. Let's make this a physical RAID volume 2, don't need to have a boot flag. And the same here, 2 gigs in size, and a RAID volume. And now the rest of 7.2 gig will be for the operating system and the data living in it. That's a RAID volume 2. And one last time. Okay. Let's double check the sizes here again. The B here might be the bootable flag. And this looks good. Now let's configure the RAID. I want to write my changes to disk. That's fine. And now in this process here, I'm going to tell the RAID program, mdadm, which partition on the first disk maps to which partition on the other disk. I go here with the mirroring Raid1 configuration. I have 2 devices in total, that's true. I have 0 spare devices. And let's start with the boot partition. I'm navigating here with the arrow cursor up and down, and I'm setting the asterisk with the spacebar. 510 and 510 meg. Let's create the one for the swap file. 2 devices, 0 spares, and here the 2 gig devices will come together, and now we shouldn't have that much of a choice anymore. And finish. So this looks fine. Now setting up the boot partition. I want to have it asked for a journaling file system. That's good. The mount point will be in /boot. Mount option, I guess default is okay. I will give it a label. Boot. And I'm done with it. Let's set up the swap partition. Here I choose swap area. And I'm done with this. And this one will be again, the big one will be ext4 again. The mount point will be /. The label will be root fs. And I'm done setting up the partition. Let's write everything to disk and install the operating system. I don't want to scan additional media. I don't use a proxy. I don't want to participate in any survey. And I don't need a desktop environment, but SSH would be fine. So now it's asking about the bootloader installation, and I want to install the bootloader on both of the drives. Let's first take VDA, installing the bootloader on both of the drives has the big advantage that if one of them fails, it will just boot from the other one. But we will see it later in action. Oh no, I messed up. I wanted to install it on the other two, but I can do it easily from here. I log in as root. Password. And let's install it on the second one too with grub dash install dev. No, VDA VDB. VDB was the second one. And it's installing. No error reported. Did I? Why it says it's installing for i386? Whatever. It feels like it could mention the 46-bit portion there, but okay. First, let's check how the RAID is doing with the cat command. In the virtual proc folder, we have a file that's called mdstat, and mdstat says that on md1 it's only read only because the resyncing is pending. So let's give it a little nudge to resync the device with mdadm read write dev /md1. Let's check if it's working. And yeah, it's doing something. I can give this entire command to the watch command with the flag -n1, and okay. Before I finished typing it, it was already done. Nice. So we can see that all devices are running fine. And let's check if the swap partition was found correctly. Let's scroll a bit here with swap on dash show. It says that it got the appropriate size of swap partition. Fine. So now let's install some software we might need. Sudo, no needs for sudo. I need to install sudo. apt install sudo vim C matrix sys stat I guess was the name of the package, and B PyTop is really my favorite one. No, I forget an R. And there we go. Okay, just let me open my notes here for a moment. Now here. Oh, fine. Okay, then let's add the user to the sudoers group. That's done. And now let's make sure that SSH is running. Oh no. SSH is, okay. It's supposed to be this one. Okay. So now with IPA, I can find my IP address and open a terminal. And here I can SSH as the user into the machine. 22 237. Yes, the fingerprint should be fine. And it worked. So now this one can go off to the side for the moment. And luckily I'm already a member of the sudo group, so I can say sudo super user, and now I'm the super user. But from here I can now copy and paste. So imagine like this would be a file server or web server or something like a NAS, something which might be a system which might be carrying a lot of data, and this kind of data you don't want to lose through a faulty hard drive or something. So it's working days and hours, weeks and years, and from one moment to the next your hard drive gets corrupted, one of them failed. Let's simulate this. Let's go here to the settings of the virtual machine, and let's just pull the plug on this one. On disk 1, which was mapped as VDA, device VDA. So I just removed, and yes, let's delete the associated storage. So it's really gone. It's as dead as it could be. And let's check what the mdadm stats are saying. It's in the proc folder under mdstat. And we say the first hard drive is failing. Before, these were both use here, but now it's only an underscore, so it's dead. We could still be booting from this device. Let me show you. It's only one is left, but I installed the bootloader on the second one. The moment I logged in the first time, so let's reboot and see how it's working. So here, back to the virtual machine, and it's booting up. It's working fine, but still we have the problem to replace the lost hard drive. So let's go here again to the maybe I should shut down the virtual machine before I plug in the new hard drive. I just type halt, and it failed to finalize the empty device, ignoring. Oh, that doesn't sound too healthy. Let's force it off. Yes. Data loss. Okay, so here I'm just adding the freshly bought new hard drive, and let's make it 9 GB again. It could be larger, but not smaller than the other one. If I would give it like 10, or let's give it 9.5, then the last half gig would be just for the wind. I will now start up the virtual machine again, and it found its boot device. Fine. I will log in from here. And let's put the window on the side, and normally I would remove the device as the let's check with ls block here. The SDA is the new one. Normally VDA. I would normally remove everything, every partition with the VDA from the RAID. Actually can do it. It assigned the old device name to the new drive, but I guess that's not a reliable mechanism. VDA 1. Here is the mapping. The VD something 1 corresponds to the MD0, so that's right. No such file or directory. That's because that's because I got an entire new hard drive. Okay, so let's skip this step here. If you see that your hard drive gets corrupted slowly, and it's not like in my case, pulling it out, throwing it away, then you have the possibility to remove your partitions from your RAID management here. So now with this one here, I can copy the file system layout from one disk to the other one. So let's copy it from VDB over to VDA. So at least this partition layout here should be visible on this one too. So here it says that seemingly everything went fine. Let's check with the ls block. And this looks very nice. This is our boot partition, swap partition, and the rest partition. Now let's add these partitions here to our RAID management here. So on MD0, on the boot partition, I want to have VDA 1 analog. Like here, VDA 1 should carry the MD0. And let's check again with ls block. And this looks how it's supposed to be. So the same thing with 2. VDA2 should be mapped on to MD1. And this worked out fine. And the last one, VD83 to MD2, analog to here, and done. And now let's see how the status is showing. It says that the MD2, like the biggest one, still is resyncing, while resyncing the file system is very, very slow. So let's have it. Where's my cursor? Here. Oh, it's done. And here we see that on all partitions here, the U is back. So it again reached a healthy state. But now I have the problem if I would have a kernel update, for example, which would influence the grub bootloader. I would need to have my bootloaders in sync, that on both of the devices the bootloader will be updated each time the operating system is updating its bootloader regularly. So for now, a quick fix would be, again, grub install and this would be in dev vda. No error reported. This looks fine. And just to be on the safe side, we can do vdb. But actually, this is something that I don't want to do manually the entire time. Everything, an update is happening, and worst case, I have like automated updates and just forget about it. And then when OneDrive is actually failing, this would not be nice. So there is a hook in the post update procedure of the init ramfs. So this post-update.d ordner folder, this post-update.d is not regularly found on the Debian system, so let's make it with the mk dir-p, and in the etc folder init ramfs, and the target folder is called post-update.d. And here I will just place a little script and I will explain it shortly. Let's call it Raid underscore bootloader update.sh, and this little one-liner here is saying, when I run ls-block with the option --output, I can tell ls-block to only list me the path. The path would be something like /dev/vda //vdb, or like /dev/sda/sdb, and the type would be disk, or at least I'm only searching for the type disk. The grep is filtering the output, so I only get these two entries with the type of disk, and now I pipe it over to AWK, and the AWK is only using the path mentioned here in the beginning. This is the $E, the $1 here in the end, and here I put grub-install, the command that I already used, together with space here, and this everything here goes to system parentheses, which is running the command. So let's save this here, and let's make the script executable. Oh no, I put it in the wrong directory. So let's first move it over to the right directory. Here it should go, and it's, oh no, it's called Raid bootloader update.sh. Let's change to here, and let's say change mod plus X raid bootloader update. That's fine, and now it's executable. ls -a will show that it's executable. Fine. So to sum up, this directory here is looked up in the moment when init-ramfs is updated, if this dir exists, and it got a script in it, an executable script, then the script will fire. I can fire it manually now, just to test if everything works fine. And this would be raid bootloader update, and I see here that 2 times there were no errors reported. So now everything looks good. Now let's play another scenario through where I want to recover my files, let's say from another computer. I am closing here my terminal window. These commands here I will write to my website and put a link in the description. And let's stop this one here. Let's say it's the worst catastrophe and the motherboard burned through or something, and let's shut it down. And I'm sitting there like tears in my eyes, cold hard drive in my hands, and I want to get to my data. So I have another computer here, and I want to plug my hard drive just inside there, like this one here. Let's say, yeah, like this hard drive here is okay. The other one went bad together with the motherboard or whatever. It's not working. And so I choose this volume here. I tell it that's a Debian system to receive. And yes, it's already in use, but I don't care. Yeah, like the setup could be something entirely different, could be the same. It's not a matter. This time I don't want to customize things. I just want to start from this date. Wait broke down. So you see, it's starting, it's booting the system. And this could be either the hard drive that I chose or the other one. And bigger RAID, maybe better luck. I don't know. So it's taking a while to boot up here, but yeah, here we go. I can regularly log in with my old credentials, and I still have even my history here. It's like I left it. So here I can see that it's complaining here that the first hard drive is missing, but yeah, that's a fact. So I covered how to install the Debian 11 on a md Raid1. So the entire file system, even the swap partition and the boot partition are mirrored. I installed the bootloader on both drives, so they can just easily be pulled out of the machine and booted in another one. So that makes recovering the data very comfortable. And yeah, I covered restoring. Yeah, so have fun with it.